It's crazy to think, bro. Like, I love that we do this every time because it makes me reflect.
It's like your evolution of your career. I mean, you can look back.
Thanks for believing from day one, brother. Of course, bro.
Hey, I'm Tyler Boronski here in Fort Lauderdale at Revolution Live, and this is almost like an annual holiday at this point, just like how I look forward to Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. I look forward to checking back in with singer-songwriter Anees. Third sit down in 3 different cities. That's
still here. It's still me.
We're still doing it.
I look a little different.
There you go. I think we all look a little different.
Yeah, exactly.
Hopefully in a good way. I don't know. We'll see. But Anees, thanks for doing this. Appreciate it. Good to see you. Obviously at the tail end of your sophomore album, Homesick, the tour for that. How would you describe how this album relates to the messaging and the musical direction you want to pursue?
I think this album is an evolutionary step for me. This album presented me with the opportunity to expand the emotions. You know, like not just, a lot of my earlier work was just happiness, love, joy, which is so true to who I am as a person, but this album created space for sadness, grief, anger even, and reflects the place that, you know, I'm in as a human and the emotions I've dealt with over the last couple of years. But I do think it blends my 2 worlds together. You know, Homesick is not a departure from summer camp. It's just the next day of summer camp.
You were just telling me before we started, when we did the first interview, that was show number 5 for you. Yeah. Now you're over 100
105 at least, bro.
You were telling me last time too, like you were touring so much that you needed kind of a little break to write a little bit and finish it.
I did it. I took the time.
I did it. Take me through those, writing sessions and maybe an example of how you crafted one of the songs on the Homesick album through one of those sessions.
Yeah. So Kevin Spears, my producer, and I, we locked in for months to finish this album, and every song was different. Some of them are the 4 in the morning, like Find You Again on my album Start. I was a 4 in the morning freestyle. Sure. Pretty much the whole song was, if you listen back to the original recording, just stream of consciousness. Some of my songs, like Cabin 32 and My Girl, started as poems that I wrote, not intending for them to be songs. I was just writing a lot of poems this year. I'm finishing my first poetry book.
Congratulations.
Little plug.
I love that.
And some of those poems just naturally lent themselves to the album. And so when I release my poetry book, a lot of the listeners to my music are gonna be like, oh, like connecting dots. And then I wrote I See God in You in my car. Everything was different.
That's how it is sometimes. Yes. That's cool though. I love to hear that progression for you.
Of course.
And just following you around these last few years, like I see how many different hats you guys wear. So we always talk about the musician side, Anees. I know you're also just being an independent artist.
Yes.
The business side, and that hat's always stayed with you from when you're kind of the guy leading the brain and the charge.
Has to be.
What's one responsibility that maybe your fans out there don't realize that you handle?
Yeah, no, that's valid. Every independent artist is different. Yeah. Some of them are more hands-on, some of them are still let their team do most of everything. I am more hands-on. And I think I'm pretty notorious among those who know me for being very hands-on. It's just because I'm passionate about every detail of my business. One thing the fans probably don't realize how engaged I'm in is like, I picked this venue.
Okay.
I decided for this show to be at this date. I selected everybody on this tour team and interviewed them. Like, it's not like they just, somebody assembled this team. I assembled them. Not to take credit, say I did it, but more so because I need to know that I'm aligned with everybody who I work with, everybody who I do business with. And so, as an independent artist, someone who's very passionate about ethics and activism, I got to make sure everybody that is with me in my operation is good people. So that's probably something people don't realize. I'm out here interviewing.
Is that the advice maybe you give? Like, you have always different openers every time. I know Michael Manelli was the first one in.
Yes, my guy.
Like I said, you've had a couple on this tour.
Like Joseph Solomon.
That are also independent artists that are talented as well, that probably want to
I would advise them to do the same.
Advice? Yeah.
I would advise everybody, all independent artists, be diligent, do your due diligence about who you work with. Be willing to work with people and then also decide when it's time to not work with them. Mm-hmm. Be willing to build your team and also revise your team. your team is everything. Because even when independent artists say, oh, I do it myself, I'm a DIY artist, nobody's doing it by themselves. Yeah. They might be doing it with a small team, but nobody's doing it by themselves. And so, you know, that small team that you build, be diligent about who's on it. This is our best interview yet.
Thank you. I love to hear that. Obviously, another incredible album. But you even mentioned earlier in the VIP meet and greet, you know people are always going to want you to fit in Sun and Moon some way, somehow. Don't matter how, when, beginning, ends, afterwards, you know that's the song. I'm curious how you view your relationship with that song now, knowing you keep making new music, that's great.
But it stands out still.
It still stands out, and you've said before on social media that you don't even think that's your best song.
It's not.
Yet you still need to fit it into the set list. So.
Sun and Moon is my oldest child.
Okay, that's fair.
And so in that regard, people always want to be around the oldest child because they're the leader.
Yeah.
Sun and Moon is the leader. I will tell you right now, I believe Leave Me is a better song. Yeah. I believe on this album, I believe that Rise Up and Alone are better songs. But there is something to be said for Sun and Moon. It's so special because when something is the eldest child, when it is the leader, when it is the pioneer, right? No matter how many years pass since I released Sun and Moon, it will always have that significance. So I never shy away from it. I'm never gonna be the kind of artist that's like, I don't even want to sing Sun and Moon. Nah, I love singing Sun and Moon. But I also love and look forward to the day, and it's gonna happen between now and the next conversation we have, where Sun and Moon slips to number 2, you know?
Yeah.
And then I can slip it in my set list in the middle. It's still the last song we played because I'm not an idiot.
Yeah.
I know that people, they love all my music, but it's special.
Right.
It is special. And so, you know, it's like when you look at a baseball team, Sun and Moon is the closer. It's Mariano Rivera, you know, like nobody is going to finish the job like Sun and Moon.
Yes.
But there will come a time, just not yet.
You gotta get the situation to get the save at the end.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. All the other songs are the ones that take care of the first inning through the 8th.
Yeah.
And I let Sun and Moon come in and just send people off with a W.
You're smart talking sports with the sports guy over
here,
so I love it.
Go O's.
They're struggling this year. We'll see though. Good for each other. Good for each other.
Yeah, exactly.
If you were to look back on that first show that we talked in Boston and progress 2-3 years later, however long it's been, are you satisfied with your career progression so far?
Yeah.
Seeing where you are?
Yeah, I am. I think my career has had many different directions it's taken since the first show that we had in 2022 in Boston. When we had our first conversation. My career for about a year after that was just up. But you can't go up forever, right? Sometimes you have to have peaks and valleys. Sometimes growth is not linear. This past year and a half, I focused on activism. So naturally, as a musician, my growth wasn't quite as explosive and linear upward. I think what instead happened is in the last couple of years, I evolved as a human, which has allowed me to take a step back, right? See everything as I need to see it, and as I manifest this coming year, probably take 5 steps forward.
Yeah.
So by the next time we talk, you know, God knows where we'll be, and
I'm trying to keep manifesting. I'm hoping maybe Hard Rock one day or something down the road.
There's no reason not. There's no reason not. There's no reason why those things cannot be.
Well, you see these walls, or like you see Childish Gambino, you see Lil Wayne, you see Joey Badass.
They were all here. They were all here, right? And when they were here, if they would have told someone, I'm going to do Hard Rock or I'm going to do a 10,000 capacity venue, people would have been like, hopefully, right? But as you know, because you believed in me from day one, you know, the power of belief, right? What you believe becomes your reality. And so I do believe, as an artist, I am satisfied with the growth, but I never am satisfied in the sense of like, let's put it this way. I'm grateful. I'm not satisfied.
There you go. He's still hungry. He's still
humble and hungry.
Yeah, humble. T-shirt. That's the next merch. Maybe. I don't know. Last one for you. I do think this is, you know, kind of an interesting question, and I'm just always curious when I hear artists' takes on this. You had the VIP meet and greet. Yeah. You hear some really like personal, like, compliments and the impact your songs have had on people.
It's heavy.
What is like the best compliment someone could give you when they hear you? It's like what would really, I mean, they all strike you, make an impact, but what would really, you know, touch your heart?
Yes, someone told it to me yesterday. So yesterday in the VIP, someone told me that essentially they felt like my song was written about their life, you know? And it took me back to the first time I heard a John Mayer song when I was a teenager, and I remember thinking, how did he write this about me, right? Because it felt like, this has to be about me. Like, it's everything he's saying is so perfectly lined up with what I'm feeling. And that's the goal of every artist. Because what you do when you make someone feel like your song is about them, really what you've done is you've made them realize that they're not alone. Because you and I feel the same things. That's all the artist is after, in my opinion. That's all art is. Art is community. Art is a reflection on our collective and shared experience as humans. And so that's probably like one of my favorite compliments that someone can give me.
Anees, thanks so much. He's got to go, guys. He's got to show.
I got to show him like 10 minutes.
Yeah. Cool, man.
Hey, thank you. Third conversation, best yet. This is my this is my guy. And I look forward to our next one, brother.
Awesome. Thank you, bro.
Hey, yeah, I be flying with the angels every day, yeah. I play this fool, but life is great, fam. Ooh, I work 60 hours a day, man. Yeah, I'm built to grind, it's my escape plan.